learners, today we're going to talk about K-nearest neighbors, a machine learning algorithm. But before I dive into that, let's think about a linear classification. If I give you some data about two different features and you can create a graph and you end up having your blue class and your red class, you would be able to draw a decision line that could divide every data point that's in the blue class versus every data point that's in the red class. And linear classification is all about coming up with that best decision boundary. And that works well with this kind of data. And if I give you a new data point, you can look at where is that in relationship to your line, your decision boundary, and you can say, oh, this new data point definitely looks like it would fit in the blue class. But what about if I give you a graph like this? Well, I can't come up with any line that divides the red and the blue points, and so we're going to need a different kind of algorithm, and what we're going to try is k-nearest neighbors. So if I give you a data point right here and we're trying to decide what class this is, well, with k-nearest neighbors, the k is a number. If I say the k is 1, that means you look at the one nearest neighbor, which data point is closest to this. It sure looks like the blue point is the closest one. So if the k was 1, you'd say, well, this new one should be classified as a blue. And if k was 2, I'm still thinking that the two blue points are going to be the closest. If k was 3, you would grab the next 3 nearest neighbors. So let's look at another example. I've got this example right here. Let's say I've got this point. Well, if I tell you k is 1, well, it looks like the nearest neighbor is this little blue point, so that would mean your new yellow point would be classified as a blue point. If I say the k is 2, you could get out your tape measure or do the math based on the points that you're given, and it might be a tie. It might be that you've got one red and one blue point as your two nearest neighbors. So you could decide like what to do in cases of ties. But if your k is an odd number and you're looking at like a k of 3, the 3 nearest neighbors, 1 is red and 2 is blue. So you'll go with the majority and you'll classify this new point as a blue point. How do you determine the distance? Well, I was kind of eyeballing it here, but you could use a formula like Euclidean distance right here, or the Manhattan distance where you're kind of using a step from one point to another. So let's expand on that little example. I'm just going to keep 4 of the blue points and 3 of the red points that we saw in that last example, and then I want to put all the points together, all the red and the blue points, and then the labels for classifying those points. Well, 4 of them are blue and then 3 of them are red, so I'm going to make an array that has all those labels together to train my model. And then the new point I'm trying to classify, the yellow point, I've got that in here. K-nearest neighbors classifier is already a class in the scikit-learn module, and let's say that the k we want to start with is 3 neighbors. Let's look at the 3 closest neighbors. We just pass all of our points, the red ones and the blue ones combined, and then all the labels, so it knows which ones are red and blue, and then it will predict the new point and what class it should be. So it will say that that new point, if you look the 3 nearest neighbors, should be classified as a blue, just like we were guessing by eyeballing it. So we've seen k-nearest neighbors working beautifully with some small toy examples. Let's try it with a real problem. One of the hello world problems of machine learning is digit classification. We actually have a data set, the MNIST data set, Modified National Institute of Standards and Technology, where they have 70,000 images. So these are graphics, handwriting of 0 through 9 different digits. So every picture is a single digit. And how hard is it to classify these digits and to be able to predict whether you've got a 0, a 1, a 2, etc. through 9? And this isn't the best algorithm for digit classification. You can get a much better success rate with a neural network, but I wanted to show how something as simple as k-nearest neighbors can do a pretty decent job on a complex problem like digit classification. For my programming environment, I'm going to use Google Colab because it already has all the Python modules that I want to use installed. Certain versions of the modules work with certain versions of the other modules, and sometimes the latest version of Python doesn't even work with some of the modules we want to use. So Google Colab is a great environment because it's already dealt with all that, and we've got all the modules already installed. From TensorFlow Keras datasets, I'm going to import this dataset that has the 70,000 images. I also want to be able to visualize them with matplotlib pyplot. So when I load in the dataset, it's going to give me the training data, the 60,000 that we can use to train it. And so the images will be in this X train, and then the classification of are they 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9, that'll be in this X test over here. And then we've got the Y train and the Y test. So these will be the 10,000 images and then their classification we can use for training. So I'll go ahead and run this program. It might take a while to load in that data set because that's a lot of images that we're loading. And I just for debugging and to see what's going on with the data, I looked at what is the shape of this training data. Well, there's 60,000 images and they're 28 by 28. That's the size of the little tiny graphic that has the handwriting sample. And then I look at what's the size of the test data. Well, that's the 10,000 images and they're also 28 by 28. And then we've got a single array, 60,000 different answers of what handwriting is this. Let's look at the first image. So the first digit, it looks like a 5, and we can go ahead and figure out what that is. I'm showing the image, and then I'm going to print what the value is right here. And it's all the way down here. This little thing is a 5. Let's try another one. So what about the second thing? We'll see, like, are all the 5s together or are they split up? And this time I'm going to add some more to the print statement. Run this. And the second digit is a 0, and the classification of a 0. We can try that with as many digits as we want until we're happy that we know what this data set looks like. So we'll still load the data for the MNIST data set. We need that K nearest neighbors classifier. And then if we want to do any visualization, matplotlib, load in your data. We can check the lengths. And then I'm going to flatten out every 28 by 28 image. I'm going to flatten it out into a single row, which will end up being 784 different numbers in a vector. And that's because the K nearest neighbors classifier is expecting the data like that. So we'll reshape the training and the testing images. We'll go ahead and create a K nearest neighbors classifier object. We will fit it. We're going to train it using our 60,000 images that are flattened, so 60,000 different rows here, and each of them has 784 numbers. And then we know the real classification, so we've got the real classification there. And then we're going to do a prediction based on our 10,000 samples and not give it the real result. And we can check what is the difference between the predicted results based on our model versus the real results for those 10,000 and calculate the mean there. And we'll see that our accuracy, 97% accuracy, is pretty good for such a simple, just like 3 lines to do our K nearest neighbors classification. And we've got something that's going to predict digits with a 97% accuracy. So just to double check, we're going to pull out the first value from the test data set. The predicted label, well, it was predicting it was a 7. The true label is a 7, and we show the image is a 7 itself. So it looks like we've got this program working really well. That's pretty amazing that we can get that kind of accuracy for such a complicated problem. All right, more later. Happy programming.